Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little different. I get asked in the comments section a lot what type of welder I'm using. Is it flux core? Is it standard MIG, gas MIG? Well, this is it here. It's a Sealey Supermig 195 gas MIG welder. It's a 195. That might seem a bit extreme for what I do, but it's so versatile. You can go right down to very thin steel, no problem at all, as you can see in my videos. It's been a brilliant welder. It's going into retirement now. Sealey sent me this new 180. We'll go through all the setup, the build, etc. as we go along through the video, and I'll show you some of the settings, and we'll do a bit of welding just to let you see exactly what the Sealey 180 can do. So please stay tuned, guys. Okay, so it's a 180 amp, which is plenty for doing metal sculptures. You don't need any bigger than that. It's also ideal for doing car repairs. I've done lots of car repairs in my 195. I've done car repairs on lighter than the 180. Now it is a gas welder, so you're using your CO2 or argon, whatever it is you use. It comes with the benzoyl Euro torch, which is ideal, I'll let you see what we're talking about there. It's easy removed, and if you need to buy yourself a new torch, it's just a case of fitting it straight on. It's not a constantly fitted torch, which is constantly fitted into the welder. But we'll get checking it out just now. Also, I'll speed this up. You don't want to watch me unboxing it, but I'll speed it up and put it together, and then we'll get talking a bit more about it. Okay folks, so let's have a look at the wire settings here. Now, if you look in here, there's a small dial that you can turn. I'll let you see this. Just open that up. This is where your wire feed comes through and goes into your torch, into your Euro torch. Now in here, there are two wheels. I'll just take it out and let you see. You just unscrew this, it just comes out, and there's a small wheel here, and it's on a spline. You just need to watch this little key here. There's a groove missing out it. So it's 0.6, if you can see that here, 0.6, and on the other side it's 0.8. That determines the thickness of your wire you're using, your MIG wire. Now it's entirely up to yourself what you use. The 0.8 is obviously for heavier metal. The 0.6 is what I use. I use 0.6, I also use 0.8, but I usually use 0.6. It's a small fine wire, and it's ideal for sculpture. It gives you that small tiny weld. So you set it to the inside for 0.6. You just put your small cap back on. It's just a threaded cap, nice and tight. Okay, so we're now going to put a drum of wire in. I use it's a 15 kilogram drum of wire I use, and it's in 0.6 diameter. So let's have a look at that. Okay, to fit the wire, what we have to do is we have to unscrew this here. Okay, we'll take this sleeve out. Now you've got to fit the drum. We're putting a 15 kilogram drum on, so what you have to do is this hole here has to line up with this pin here. Okay, so just fit that on. Simple as that. You don't need to fit this on, it won't fit on with this particular drum of cable. Some drums it's a larger hole, so that there is a spacer, so you put that, you would slide that on and then screw this up. But this here, we just screw that up nice and tight, and that's us. Okay, so what we're doing now is we're taking our wire and we're going to feed our wire through this here, this sprung loaded pipe here, and it's going to run in through here onto your 0.6 wheel and in through this here, which goes into your lance. So you just take your wire, I've got it tied up here just now. Take a nice clean straight piece. You can't have any kinks at this piece here, or you're just asking for trouble. So just push it through, nice and easy. Make sure it's on your 0.6 wheel and push it through the hole. Now that's it through. So what we're doing is this bearing here, it's on a spring. So we push the bearing down and bring this up, which will flick up. Now this is your adjust for your tension on your wire. What you do, what I do is I'll run the cable through, the wire through, and what I'll do is I'll tension it up to make sure it's not slipping. It's making sure it's getting a good grip in that gap. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to power it up to run the wire through. Okay, so we're going to turn it on, just at any setting, just one, it's absolutely fine. Okay, and we'll take our lance and we'll undo our nozzle here just to keep an eye. It should be okay. So we'll set it at maybe 5 and pull the trigger. You'll see the wire feeding through. It seems okay. It's turning fine. You'll feel the wire coming up through the handle. Feeding through nice. Here it goes. There we go. Straight through. Absolutely fantastic. No issues. And then you just twist this back on. So that's you now ready. That's you now ready with your wire. There's no gas on you at the moment. There's no point in wasting gas when you're putting the wire through, so just leave your gas off until you feed your wire through, because you can lose quite a bit of gas. Now it comes with the gas regulator, this kit. Now this is for CO2 argon and CO2 argon mix. I don't use this, and the reason I don't use it is the gas bottle that I use comes with a built-in regulator, so I have no need for this. But it's a handy thing, and these can be expensive to buy if you have to buy those. A lot of welders don't come with a regulator. This is nice and handy that it comes with it, so that's an expense you don't have to bother about, which is cool. It also comes with 2 extra tips, welding tips, a 0.8 and a 0.6, and also the tool that fits it onto the end of your torch, which is handy. So you just need to remember, if you're using 0.6 or 0.8, you've got to use the tips that match. You can actually see, I don't know if you can see that there, you can actually see the difference. It's quite substantial, believe it or not. So you've got to make sure you get the right tip for the right wire. It also comes with a Binzel Euro torch. Now these are brilliant, they really are, because any issues with them, and Sealey sell these separately. I'll put a link in the description. You can go there if you need a new one of these. They really are great. This one here, which I really like, this is what I prefer. Now, it's got a smaller end on it. I'll show you this here. Like you see, it's a shield. It's got a smaller shield on it, which is ideal for intricate work. I'll show you another one. And you can see here, that's a fair size. Again, it's maybe for a heavier wire, for a heavier welder. I can show you. It's still a Binzel torch, but you can see the difference is it's quite vast. You know, you're better with the smaller one if you want some more intricate and detailed work. With the Supermig 180, you can also use stainless steel and aluminium in this welder. I use stainless steel quite a lot if I'm working on some stainless steel sculptures. I haven't actually tried aluminium, so I can't really comment on that. But for stainless steel and mild steel welding, it's an excellent piece of kit, it really is. But we're going to go through some of the settings, some of the welds that you can do with this. You know, if you watch my videos, you'll see it's a lot of spot welding. You know, small, intricate, tiny welds, and this here, I'm looking forward to find out just how good this one is. If it's anything like my 195, I'll be absolutely delighted. Okay guys, that's me set up. It's in its place, in its new home. We'll try out the settings now and see how we go. Okay, so we've got the wire feed, which goes all the way up to 10, and then we've got the power from 1 till 6. You know, 6 obviously is your highest. That's really heavy metal. I rarely use 6 for any sculptures. Probably I go from 1 to 4, and you're constantly working back and forward, depending on the thickness of the steel and what you're welding. Because if you notice some of my welds and some of my sculptures, that it's really thin metal, and a lot of you ask why am I not blowing holes in it. But we'll go through that when we're working on something, maybe at a later date. But we'll go through some of the settings of the welder, and we'll check it out just now, and we'll see where we can take it from there. Now, before we start welding, there's something that we all need, and I recommend this highly. Sealey sent me this too. It's a Sealey Auto-darkening welding helmet. These are a must. Now, the auto-darkening is the way to go, especially if you're doing sculpture. Just have a wee look at this just now. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool looking. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. Okay, so you've got on here, you've got your sensitivity, your shade, your welding and grinding. That's really handy. The welding and grinding is really handy because you can use that as a grinding mask. You don't need to go and find goggles, you don't need to go and find safety specs. The welding, one switch, you're welding, back over, and your glass stays clear. Now if you look through, I don't know if you can see this, I think we'll need to remove the protective film actually, so we'll get that off just now. So it's got on here the delay. Now this is the delay that the shade comes and goes. So the delay is after you've done the weld, it will clear so you can see what you're doing. So it's all down to here. You can maximum, minimum. You can set it yourself to what delay that you want yourself. The shade is 5 to 8 and 9 to 13. Now that there is depending on how, when you're looking through, what you want to see, how bright you want to see it and how dark you want to see it, depending on how strong your welds are, how bright the flash is. So you can adjust that yourself. Okay guys, this is the welder set at its lowest at 1 and the wire feed at 1. So let's check this out. Yeah, lovely, very nice, nice clean welds, good penetration as well for such a low setting. Excellent. You know, I'm really impressed with this helmet. It's really cool, very clear to see. Okay, so we're going to put the power up a wee bit, so we're up to 2, and I'll put the wire feed up. I'll put the wire up, feed up to 2 just to see how it goes. Yeah, very good, really good penetration all the way through. Very good. Now if you wanted to build that up, let's put the wire feed up, let's say 4. Yeah, really good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, so let's try some really thin metal. We'll see how that goes. This is maybe 1.5, 2mm stainless, so it's quite hard. We'll try some really thin stuff. Okay, we've got a piece of 1mm steel here. Pretty rusty, but it's okay, it's only surface rust. So let's try that out. So we're setting 1 by about 1 on the feed. Okay, so 1 on the power setting, 1 on the feed. So let's try it out. Well, you might be wondering how I'm doing this without putting an earth strap on. The full bench, my full bench is earthed. I find that the easiest way to work. So basically what you do is you just make sure that your earth strap is attached to whatever area you're working with, and that means that anything that touches anything that's metal is earthed. Okay, so it makes things a wee bit easier for you to work. Okay, here we go. Yeah, lovely, perfect. Nice small tiny welds, can you see that? I mean, they are absolutely tiny. I'm going to try turning that up from 1 till 2. I mean, that's okay. It's penetrating. It's maybe not penetrating as much as I would like, but let's just crank it up to 2. Okay, that's me at 2. I'll still keep it at the 1 feed. Yeah. I'll turn it up a wee bit to 2 feet. Okay. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. That's a nice small. I'll just do it again. There you go. Can you see it's a nice small weld? Tiny, but solid. Lovely. So that's 1.5 going down to 1. That's 1.5 stainless going down to 1 mild steel. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm impressed with that. Fantastic. So we'll try something a wee bit heavier. Okay, so let's just see where we are with this. So we're 10 mil, and it's about 5 mil. Okay, so let's try that and see how that goes. This here is actually galvanised, but I'm hoping that I've managed to buff the galv off. So let's try it and see how this goes. Okay, so I'm going to crank it all the way up to 6, and I'll try 6 on the wire feed. So 6 on the power, 6 on the wire feed. So let's give this a try. Yeah, wow. Yeah, I'm delighted with that. I don't know if you can see that. Give it a wee quick wire brush. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Yep. Delighted. I really can't praise the Sealey welders enough. As I say, I'm not a professional welder, I'm self-taught, although I've done a lot of fabrication, a lot of customized, car customizing work, car restoration work. I've built motorbikes, choppers, I've built trikes. I'll put some pictures up, like you see this sort of things I've built, and I've found that the Sealey welder is just amazing for all these sort of things, especially my sculpting. Again guys, if this is what you want to get into, then certainly look them up, check them out. I can't praise them enough, I really can't. I'm absolutely delighted with it. Thanks again guys, and tune in for the next build. Thanks.